May I start with a nerdy question?
So are we getting into the nerd stuff?
Can I?
So we're getting into the nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Is this a sample rate conversion
Yeah,
question?
that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
You want to hear about
what's the
quantization
detail?
there?
That's right. Yeah,
What's the detail?
Oh, dither? Yeah.
No.
Tell us about your favorite dither. Yeah.
My favorite dither, Power 2 algorithm. I love it.
Kidding.
Next time you're at a club, you turn to the person next to you and go, is that track dithered?
Bienvenidos una vez más a Track ID. Soy Pepe Camil y...
Hola, ¿qué tal a todos? Yo soy Mapiu. Bienvenidos.
¿Cómo están todos? ¿Cómo estás, Mapiu?
Yo muy contento. Creo que
siempre estás contento, eso me da gusto.
Es que así tiene que ser, hermano.
La vida es contenta.
No, y más cuando estamos haciendo algo que amamos y que es tener y traer buena música y compartirla con todo nuestro público.
Exactamente. Bueno, ayer que tuvimos la juntita esa que estuvimos ahí platicando, pues parece que la gente está recibiendo esto de muy buena manera, eso pues da gusto, ¿no?
Sí, ese tipo de networking siempre nutre. Todo el feedback que recibimos en el cóctel del día de ayer estuvo increíble. Muchas gracias a todos. Y pues sí, claro que pasamos a la gerencia y acá con Rafa, la producción, todas sus quejas y sugerencias.
Hola, Rafita, que estás allá atrás.
Raf.
Dice, saludos, Rafita.
Bien.
Cuéntanos, Mapiu, ¿qué toca hoy?
Hoy toca otro nombre difícil. ¿Por qué hacen eso?
No, pues échale la culpa a Aubrey. Exactamente.
O sea, todo empezó con Aubrey Fry, pero bueno, o sea, hoy tenemos un invitado, ¿por qué no? De primera línea, creo que un gran productor, muy buen DJ, un productor que bueno, que yo lo veo en charts de la mayoría de los top names que seguimos sus charts, sus sets, sus presentaciones en streaming o grabadas en audio. Pero bueno, no vamos a darle más vueltas al asunto. Tenemos con nosotros en Track ID México a Nick Stoynoff.
Nick, how are you? Welcome to Track ID.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Thank you for making the time. We've been discussing this for a while now. We finally made it happen.
Yeah.
Did I say your name like correctly?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, Stoynoff. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. But
where's your last name from?
Yeah, it's like a hybrid of Greek Macedonian.
Okay.
So the mom's side is Greek, the dad's side is Macedonian, and then like a lot of people who came over through like Ellis Island, the name got changed a little bit. So it used to be Stoynoff, and then when you go through the paperwork, they'll just change it and they'll say that's your name. So I got Stoynoff. That's it.
Your last name now is Stoynoff. Yeah, that's correct.
Stoynoff.
For now, yeah.
Okay. 100 years later.
We don't know. Yeah, AI might take control of that and change it.
Yeah, well, thank you for being in the show. Thank you for being in the show. We've been following your productions for a while, actually.
Yeah.
So it's great to put a face to the sounds, really. And I know that a lot of our viewers are going to like this because you have tracks signed with major labels. You have the Petrocks, you have the Seladors, you have your own label, Noff. So you have your label Noff. So it's great to have you here. So get ready to share your story, man.
Yeah, story. I'll try to keep it short and interesting. I think when I think about it, it's kind of funny because like prior to being in like the 8th grade when I was a kid, I didn't know really what kind of music I liked at all. And it was just a really chance happening that I met someone in school at that age who introduced me to just electronic music in general.
8th grade?
Yeah, I was pretty young. So it was on a field trip on a school bus, and I sat next to this person who I'm still friends with. And he just handed me a CD, which was called Wipeout XL. Wipeout XL was
a great soundtrack. Yes.
Okay, it's a great soundtrack. So you know that what you do, it's like all these iconic electronica groups, a lot of famous tracks.
So you had
That was a great.
that
was my
Chemical
yeah.
Brothers, Orbital, Sasha,
All of it.
Junkie XL. Who else?
Future Sound of London.
Yes, yeah.
All that stuff. And so I didn't even know. I just said, this is great. And it was kind of just started it from there. And then started exploring a little, like the more of the subgenres of stuff. And next thing you know, I'm collecting Paul Oakenfold CDs and started listening to Essential Mixes and then the Global Undergrounds. And then I think at some point in listening to all of that, I was like, I want to do what these guys are doing too. Because when I would go back and listen to like live recordings,
yes,
it was so cool to think about. I didn't have any visual. I wasn't there. I just had the audio. And these live recordings from these Essential Mixes were incredible to listen to because they put you there in a space and an environment and you kind of use your imagination. And it was really inspiring to think about, well, I kind of want to be that person too. I want to be up there doing that thing. And so started collecting records, started DJing, and then the production followed shortly after. And I'd say around 2008 was the first official release I had.
Okay.
Was on a Baroque sub label at the time. And then I just started releasing.
Which one?
It was called Wild Child.
I don't remember. I remember Baroque a lot.
Yeah, Baroque. Yeah. And so it went on a sub label and then started releasing a little more consistently around that time up until about 2012, 2014. And then I took a pretty extensive break from music, but I would occasionally put stuff out very like infrequently. And then you fast track to COVID, which we had. And, I think a lot of people, myself included, rediscovered music because there wasn't much else going on. And so I had no plans to really continue with music around that period.
Okay.
I was actually kind of letting it fizzle out on its own and occasionally maybe doing something. But because that whole thing showed up, I started diving back into music again. And then I did a guest mix for Balance around that time. I started the label and I started revisiting a lot of older material that I never finished. And then things that really changed for me was when Aubrey had reached out for a remix.
Yes.
And then, some big opportunities came as a result of working with him. And that really changed the trajectory for me in the last couple of years. So that's kind of the story a little bit of where it started and where it is today. And it's been strange, but it's been good too.
It's incredible how, because you're not the first. Dave Seaman told us the same. I think Aubrey Ranch last week.
Yeah, that's
that COVID was a game changer for everybody because they started to rediscover, starting to produce, starting to do something different with their music. So
reinventing yourself.
Reinventing yourself, yeah, that's correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think a lot of people we're all trying to do that, but we forced a lot of people to reinvent themselves for sure. Absolutely. So I agree with that. Yeah.
So when did you started? You started DJ. When did you start in DJing? What time? So you discovered Wipeout at night. What was 97? I believe 97.
Yeah. That's
97. Correct, right?
That's when it came out, and so around 99, 2000 is when I started to really get into it, and then I think a few years after that is when I started picking up records.
Okay, yeah.
And started DJing vinyl.
Before I forget, if you like that soundtrack, check out. There's this breaks artist called Pizza Hotline.
Pizza Hotline.
Pizza. Go to Spotify.
I love
whatever.
Pizza.
Yeah, the name is super funny, but they have kind of a companion soundtrack to Wipeout XL.
I will check it out.
It's Gravity. It's called Gravity Tournament.
Okay, I'll check it
Gravity
out.
tournament. So it's all breaks, floaty breaks, and then it's this.
Yeah.
There's like
Ma-
intermissions between.
Can I write it on it?
Yeah,
It's going to be like my homework.
It's released on. It's released on. We release whatever the fuck we want records. That's the name of the label.
Great name for a label.
So it's WWTF or I don't remember what else, but it's
Yeah.
it's a great soundtrack, and they mentioned that it's kind of a companion to Wipeout.
Yeah.
XL.
There was a Rabbit in the Moon CD too. I picked up around that time.
Rabbit in the Moon, I love
It
it.
was right.
Yeah, that also was. So those were some of my first few CDs, like Paulo Control Transport, The Rabbit in the Moon, Wipeout XL,
Mhm.
and then one of the Global Undergrounds, and then it just, the rest is history, as they say. So
I think one of the first tracks I ever heard of Rabbit on the Moon, it was from
Northern Exposure.
Northern
It's
Exposure.
in
Yeah,
Northern
Northern
Exposure.
Exposure. Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
it is amazing.
Okay, you start playing records around in 98, 99, something like that.
Yeah.
What about your gear, your equipment? How you get your first?
And what equipment did you started with?
Yeah,
a couple of turntables. What was it?
Yeah, 2 Newmark turntables. I don't know if they were direct drive or belt drive, but it came in a box.
Yeah,
2-channel, little speakers, satellite speakers.
like an all-in-one.
You could carry the whole thing, and so that was how I started. And it came as a kit. Yeah, and I sort of cut my teeth on those, and then saved up, sold the turntables, and bought the SL 1200s, and I think it was a Vestax mixer, if you remember those.
Well, the PMC,
Those were
the PMC, the gold one.
Yeah,
The gold one, yeah.
the popular gold one, yeah.
I remember
God.
I had that one, yeah, the PMC 07 something. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Remember that?
Yeah, I had that. Yeah, I remembered I had that.
As you can see, he's the old one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Peter.
That's but that was the gear. Yeah.
Okay, Newmark gear.
But if you started mixing in belt turntables, ninja level, That's ninja level.
I'd like to see people do that today.
Beat matching on belt turntables. You also started.
Belt. I'm still having my turntables from Brazil, Gradiente belt turntables without a pitch. So if I was trying to beat matching, I just can't with my fingers, put in a little bit forward the record, but no pitch on it. So it's ninja label.
And also I had, if you remember the Denon CDs that were like the unit was separate, and then you had like the little jogs, yeah. I started to mix on those CDs, and that was pro level too.
Yeah, I can, because it's like very tedious,
and then you had to nudge forward and backwards, and then you use the jog, but it was like
if there is a lot of vibration with the subwoofers, all the CDs start to skip. Oh Jesus!
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it happened to me. So,
did it really? Oh my gosh!
But what about for example, what about your technique when you start playing with your Newmark turntables and mixer? What about did you get a special DJ course, or you start just practicing at home?
Just practicing at home, and the education was listening to the mixes. That was it. So I would. I keep citing the Paul Oakenfold Essential mixes, but I would end up trying to buy all the records from those mixes.
And going to SoulSeek, downloading all the rips.
And I did that too. That's where I found all those Essential mixes. I couldn't find them anywhere else.
That was the best place to get them, yeah.
And even though it took 3 weeks to download them, it was totally worth it. Yeah. And then I'd burn it to an MP3 CD
or a mini disc. I used to remember
or a mini disc, yeah. And I'd take it on the road.
Man,
so that was it. It was trying to recreate those things.
We're showing the age badly, man. Yeah.
Wow. Can we edit this part?
Can we edit our age and just put everything Pioneer gear or whatever?
Whatever your show, man. You do whatever. Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
We start with CDJ hundreds.
That's yeah, easy. I know, it's amazing technology today. It's crazy.
So when you were DJing, or did you manage to open for some big guys, or when you started, who did you open for too?
Yeah. In Chicago, I started to get more gigs locally, and then they started booking me in bigger venues.
Okay.
And one of the venues at the time was called Vision Nightclub.
Mm-hmm.
Vision was a long-standing electronic music club in Chicago. I think it ran for like 20 years or more. And so I started playing there, and then I opened for people like Gabriel in Dresden. I opened for Hernán there. I opened for a couple. I'm trying to remember a couple names that came through there, but yeah, Solar Stone. I mean, a bunch of people who I would open for sure. I'd have to look at it.
More on the trancier side, yeah.
Yeah, it sort of traditionally it's sort of catered to that crowd for a while.
Oh, really?
That was more of the sound there, I would say, like really big room stuff. But that's usually who I would open for, those kind of acts that would come through there. Yeah, I mean, and then one thing led to another, and then I took a break from DJing for a long time too. Like I don't remember so I had a gig in last May where I opened for Dave Seaman and Anthony Pappa at Spy Bar. That was my first gig in 9 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
the Spy
you never
Bar,
know.
Spy Bar is famous.
Yeah.
It's super famous.
Yeah, it's super famous. They have a great sound system.
Yes,
I know. I think it's the Traction sound system. Yeah, and
yeah, it sounds amazing in there. Yeah.
This is the one that you told me.
This is the one I told you the other day. It's from one of my favorite bands ever, and Nick just released this bootleg. Tell us a little bit more about this, Nick.
Yeah, I was listening to this album in the car, and that track came on, and I thought maybe take a shot at this one, and it was about 3 or 4 months of just messing around with it. Wow. There were a lot of versions, quite a lot of versions of it. And I got it pretty far and finally settled on it, and I sent it off to get mixing mastering, and that was the story. And then, the original's really cool. It's a great band, like you said. They're a really cool band. But this song really stood out to me, and I thought, try to find some parts in there and start messing around with it. And that was it. It just kind of slowly working away at it, really slowly. But it took like months of just thinking about it.
I would say that you took a shoegaze track and created a shoegaze electronica track right now.
Yeah.
Which sounds really amazing, uplifting, and you got the mood, and you got it up here, man. It's
yeah, I was happy with it. Yeah. Took a long time.
Slow Dive bootleg remix. remix of slow dive remix of Kisses by Nick.
Yeah.
Nick, when is it out? Is it out already?
Yeah, it's free. Anyone can have it.
Wow, this
Yeah,
is
it's free. Bootleg, yeah.
It's a
news, guys. Good
Yeah, good
news.
news.
has to be played in your sets, definitely.
Yes,
Has to.
absolutely.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun to work on, but I took a long time with it for sure.
Thank you for sharing this.
Yeah, of course.
Here
yeah.
at Track ID Mexico. So why did you stop? Did you stop DJing now that you were producing? So it's production
Yeah.
is more your thing, more than DJing, or you don't get the same fun out of it, or you're gonna start again the DJing?
Yeah, I think it was just part of me stepping away from it for a while too, and then just taking a break and not actively pursuing gigs. And like I said, I was just kind of letting it ride its course on its own, and I didn't have much motivation to go back out there and find the gigs either.
Mm-hmm.
I think like a lot of people, you get sort of, disillusioned with the whole thing. It's very challenging. It's competitive, and just go, forget it. I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what happened too. And then, like I said, there was that period of where it came back into my life. And even during that period, I wasn't really actively looking for gigs. It wasn't until like the last few years that I started actively seeking them again. But up until about 2014, I was playing out pretty regularly in
Yes.
Chicago for sure.
Great.
Yeah.
But what about when you look back?
Yeah.
What how do you see your DJ journey when you start? It was maybe it was difficult to start to get
Yeah.
some gigs. What about now? How do you see this actually your
Yeah.
journey as a DJ?
It's been interesting. I think initially it was really like about being kind of that opening time slot, that opener for the room.
Mm-hmm.
And then occasionally playing the one-off kind of headliner gig in some local places around Chicago. I think that because I was more active from a production side at that time,
Yes.
I had a little bit of a competitive advantage because there probably were fewer producers in Chicago. And so the fact that I had maybe both things going for me was really helpful too.
Mm-hmm.
And that I had maybe a few high profile releases at the time helped as well. But it stagnated pretty quickly too. I found myself hitting a roadblock pretty regularly in terms of trying to go outside of Chicago and find gigs. So I didn't really have any international presence other than maybe my music reaching some territories outside of Chicago. And I think looking back on what I was trying to do, good ideas as a DJ, but maybe the execution wasn't like perfect.
Okay.
And so I think to answer your question, I've matured a lot as a DJ for sure. The ideas are still the same, but I think much better at executing what I'm trying to do.
Well,
Not that it was necessarily bad before, it was just me trying to find my style and my sound.
well, but you opened for
And-
Dave and Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. And I mean, I go back and listen to it and I hear the maturity in my development as a DJ when I listen to that set versus maybe other opening sets that I played they're good, but this shows progress to me of like more confidence in my selection and more confidence in my programming and more I can hear it in my development. And so 20 years later, that's starting to make some improvements finally.
There's always
So that's
room for
how
improvement.
I would look at it. I think it's just that there's a maturity aspect to it. It's like, it's hard. It's really hard to find your sound and then to make your sound yours and work. It's really hard. But you can you put someone like Danny Howells or Anthony Pappa or Dave Seaman or all these guys, you can hear how years of that experience comes across in their sets, where they have that confidence to weave a lot of different things together, but they do a really good job of it. But they make it in their own style too, and that's really hard to do. That's how you develop your identity and how you communicate your sound.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to do that for a long time, and I think I'm getting a little better at it now. Yeah.
So always practice and keep on doing, and
You gotta, it's practicing. That's all it is.
But you got the edge. You got your productions. You got your music that nobody else has. So that's always the key advantage. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a great question. I think, if I going back and listening to the older stuff, that's the progress for sure.
If I can sidestep a little.
Sure.
Because you're the first person that we have interviewed from Chicago. So we always have UK. Can you tell us a little bit about the Chicago house scene there? Because it's a big. The Chicago scene is the house scene. It's the house scene with along with the New York one. It's like one of the best in the world. So how was it living in you were playing something different, and how was it in that Chicago scene? Those artists.
Good question.
I mean, the birthplace of house music. So it's hard to ignore it. That sound has been popular and is still as popular, and probably always will be a really important part of this. It's an integral part of Chicago's identity, actually, house music. I mean, the city has really recognized the cultural significance of house music and what it's done at a global level, but also how it's helped create a certain aspect of Chicago's identity too. It's part of the DNA of the city too. So, I've always been a fan of it. I grew up listening to it. I still listen to it. I still go shop at Gramophone Records in Chicago, which is one of the famous record shops in Chicago.
Can you repeat the name again?
Gramophone Records.
Gramophone. Okay.
Yeah, it's a all famous DJs have worked there. Famous DJs are walking in and out of there all the time. You never know who's going to show up there. And all of them have a very, very tight connection with Smart Bar, which is another very famous club in Chicago that caters primarily to house music.
Great.
House music. So these are like institutions in Chicago. They're not just they're really significant to Chicago and to electronic music, and obviously because of house music too. But I found a pocket like you can in Chicago of any subgenre of more progressive stuff and melodic stuff, and I gravitated towards that. But there's a lot of crossover too, in these sounds, and I think there's definitely a lot of that influence in my music too, for better or for worse. There's sort of a gritty aspect to what my stuff, and I'm proud of that, and that's really heavily informed of being a Chicagoan too.
But that's what makes your music unique, basically. So you have your signature, you have your influences, which make your music unique.
Yeah. So it's an important part of the whole thing here for everyone.
Great.
It's a really cool.
I have to go out clubbing in Chicago. I haven't been able.
Yes, absolutely. And talking about this style and influencing, I really admire your quality as a sound engineer when you're designing your sounds and making your own music. The blending on it is it is amazing. I really respect that because your sound is high quality sound. But tell us how did you get that cohesion between your sound, your creativity, and your engineering skills?
20 years of trying to figure it out. I did work as initially I was pursuing one thing academically, and then I dropped out and pursued audio engineering in school, and then I worked as a staff engineer at a studio north of Chicago for about 4-ish years. But it wasn't electronic music. The studio was all jazz music.
Okay.
But you get access to the studio at night.
Oof.
When everyone leaves. So I would bring my sessions in late at night and
With a big ass console, yes.
Big ass Trident Series ADB analog console.
Wow.
And I would just start working on my stuff there.
Talk about mix
so
and
from
mastering. Talk about mix and mastering, yes.
Yeah. So it's just like from a technical point of view, a lot of it was developed from practice there too. And then just trying to refine stuff over time. You try to get better at it too. It takes me a long time to finish stuff because, I've gotten a little more indecisive over the years about what should be here, what shouldn't be here. And I sit on stuff for a long time. Generally, I push and pull until I'm pretty happy with where it's sitting. But it's hard. I really challenge myself with what I'm trying to do. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't work out. But it's about going in and just making small refinements over really long periods of time. And that's just my process, which I'm doing now with something.
Okay.
A remix I'm working. I just finished for a Pole Folders label. I'm still going in and evaluating very small things that probably no one would care about. I can obsess over these things, and that's kind of my Achilles heel as a producer, because it's hard for me to step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes. So if I don't do that, I don't get the cohesion like you're talking about, the cohesiveness. I'll make a lot of passes at stuff. I'll bounce stuff. I'll render stuff. I'll re-import stuff. I'll make another pass at it. I'll do it again and again and again. And eventually it just kind of starts to blend itself together. So it's a weird process, but that's my process. It's the one I've always followed. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it. It's really painful. It's really painful. I would not recommend it.
So here is a crazy question, yeah, because but you're saying that you are meticulous. You go and 0.05 decibels up and down, and 0.055 decibels, and then you work with Aubrey.
No,
which is the opposite.
I was about to ask the same.
Aubrey, we're sorry, but this had to come up.
Yeah.
Had to come up.
Hell yes.
Yeah, he's like, nope, decision, and that's great. He's a really decisive producer, which is great. So he works really quickly, which is important. So it's like it's hard to get, you have to have confidence too in what you're doing. And it's like, you have to set some limitations too. And you have to just stick to it. It's hard, it's really hard.
Yeah. They were saying when you bounce, you commit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to commit. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I'm in the same channel as Nick, because sometimes you're tweaking audio sounds, and maybe you are taking down just 0.5 dB.
Yeah. 0.05.
Yeah. 0.5 dB down, and you said, "Oh no, let's stick it up again." No. And I feel you, but sometimes you really need to work, as you said, really fast. But I think it's it's a different workflow for everybody. Yeah. So
yeah, and that's why mine is like it can be long and painful, but it's just my identity of who that's how I work, and that's it. And
so
yeah.
Chunk funky stuff. Yeah, the bass line, like crispy bass line. I like that. And the floating voices again. Yeah. So Nick. So this is Delta. What about this, Nick?
Yeah, this is a collaboration, one of 2 tracks I've done with Danny in Space. He's a really, really good friend. He's also gone by DNYO. I don't know if you ever were familiar with this stuff. You check it out. He's an incredible producer from Brazil.
DNYO.
DNYO, but he's also going by Danny in Space. So we finished these 2 tracks that are going to come out in a couple months. And just wanted to kind of surface them here so you could check them out. But we were channeling some of the old school vibes, or we were trying to, in these 2 tracks. And yeah, I wanted to share them because we were both really happy with them.
No, it sounds
he's
really good.
He's just an incredible producer. He masters a lot of tracks for my label, actually. Like, so when I get remixes in, I'll usually have him do a lot of the final masters for the label.
In which label is going to be out?
Plastic Fantastic.
Whoa!
One
Plastic.
of
That's
our favorite.
labels, yeah.
Yeah, he is. Enzo is a
Enzo.
good. He's become a good. I played with him last year in Manchester. We did a back-to-back there.
Great, yeah.
He is a really, really good guy. Really good guy.
No,
Yeah.
Amazing.
Great
This,
label. Great label.
this sounds really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Delta for you guys. Track ID Mexico.
Tell us a little bit, for the people who don't know, your key releases, your labels. I mean, I mentioned that you work with, so you have releases on Selador, on remixes on Bedrock, your label. Tell us a little bit more so that people can know more about your productions.
Yeah, of course. Well, those are some of the labels I've been fortunate enough to work with, for sure. My label, which I started, I think it was about 4 years ago or so, was just an effort to take a lot of unreleased material and try to finish it and put it out there, because I didn't know what to do with it. So Noff is the label. I've got some stuff lined up for it this year, actually next month. So I think tracking that would be a good plug for sure. Because I'm really trying to get focused on that side of things, because that's an extension of me in many ways. And, the people that I brought onto that label are artists that I really look up to and respect, that I've been lucky enough to have. Like Vince Watson is on it, Jim Rivers is on it, Aubrey's on it, Alex Banks, a lot of like really great names, producers that Pull Folder now is going to be on it.
Great.
The stuff with Randall Jones is going to be on it. And so, I've been really lucky to be able to set up something as a platform to work with people that I really look up to and I really respect. So that's another part of it too, is just to be a home and a platform for things that, what I'm passionate about musically, and then people that I really look up to. And that's a hard thing to do, because it forces you to take ownership of your music. Because for years I was relying on the validation of other people and labels to say, oh, it's good enough to put out there. And so this forces you to go and turn inwards and be confident about what you're doing too, even if it's different. And so I'm a firm believer in that. That's how you differentiate yourself, is you have to kind of forge your own path out there as either a musician or a label owner. And it's a long road, and it's one that's often less traveled, but in the long term, it's worth it, because you want to try to create some identity for yourself. People remember you.
And how was remixing? Because it's still doing the rounds. It's still doing on the Beatport Tops Stereo Drama, which is your remixes with Aubrey.
Oh yeah,
So good.
That was a lot of fun. that was a lot of fun to work on. We were like, well, how do we keep this in the spirit of a Danny Howells record and still make it something? Aubrey and I are, we each brought our own unique perspective to it. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun to work on. We just kind of went to town on the sound design and the arrangement and just fleshed it out really quickly. Parts go here, parts go there, back and forth, back and forth. Next thing you know, it's
pressed on vinyl.
Pressed on
vinyl, yes.
Yes.
It's pressed on vinyl, yeah.
Yeah.
So, he's great to work. Obviously, he's an amazing producer. And so, it's fun. It's fun to work on stuff with him.
Yeah, he spoke highly of you. He really spoke
highly
of you.
He's an incredible producer.
Mm-hmm.
He's incredible. Yeah.
Your sound is so specific. So how you can describe it?
Nick on Nick, yes.
Nick on Nick. I have to look. I have to look in the mirror again. Oh, not again.
Sorry, but
yeah. Why? I thought this was going to be easy.
It is easy.
No, I'm joking. A little bit of left of center, old school progressive, and some electronica. One of the other reasons I set the label up too is because not all my stuff is necessarily, quote unquote, dance floor friendly. 4/4.
Okay.
So I wanted to bring remixers on to get more connected to the dance floor too. Mm-hmm. To take my work and think about it in more of a dance floor oriented way. So I don't know. Whatever it is, it is. That's just something intuitively I know is like when I'm happy with it, I'm ready to put it out there,
Yes.
So I don't know. That's a great question. That's a really good question. I've never thought about it that way of trying to be, try to describe it. It's hard. I've always labeled it under the progressive sound, but from like an older definition of progressive, because I always thought, that was like a collection of many different genres of music packaged together. And, if you go listen to there's so many different styles of music in those CDs and those mixes. My thinking has always been, it's a combination of stuff, it's not one specific thing.
But why would you say that your sound, because it's the also the thing that gravitates us to Aubrey and also to you, your style, or both of your styles, I would say, because it's this kind of, you have the electronica, which is the floaty, really emotional side of the song, the melodica. Your slow dive remix, man. I told you, your slow dive remix, I think.
Oh, thanks.
Really. What are you saying? Slow dive.
Slow dive, yeah.
Okay. I need to hear that.
It's I think the definition, because you have the puncher sound, but it seems that it's not getting in your face, but it's there, and then you have all the scenes just doing the work here and there, which really makes takes a great song to the next level.
Yeah, and it gets complicated at times too, and people will tell me that, and that's okay, and that's I think that's something I'm still trying to get better at, and I go back and I listen to my older work. We were talking about older mixes, good intentions, but bad execution, and so it's getting a little better.
That's it's but your productions are really good.
And it's what makes me happy at the end of the day too. That's what I want. And I hear all the time from friends that tell me this won't work, that's not, and I go, okay.
So we have the
May I start with a nerdy question?
So are we getting into the nerd stuff?
Can I?
So we're getting into the nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Is this a sample rate conversion question?
That's right.
Yeah.
You want to hear about quantization?
That's right.
Yeah. What's the detail?
Dither? Yeah.
No.
Tell us about your favorite dither. Yeah.
My favorite Diver, Power 2 algorithm. I love it. You can't even. Well, that's for quantization error and aliasing. Dither is like a high-level mathematical abstract concept where it's like injecting noise at very high levels, so it corrects for conversion later. Now that's the idea.
I love him. He's nerdy as
And
me.
finally, I understood what Dither
What there is.
in 15 seconds. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Nick.
And next time you're at a club, you turn to the person next to you and go, "Is that track dithered?" Did I hear that dither? What dither is that guy using? Yeah.
What algorithm is he using? Yeah.
Or
did you hear that? Yeah.
Or it could be the question for a dinner with a girl in the first date.
Listen, never mind what your hobbies are. I want to know what kind of dither you're in. No? Oh, sorry. I got to go. No, that's a deal breaker for me.
Dither? Yeah.
Let's go so detailed.
Yeah.
No. My nerdy question is more about your workflow. Describe your workflow on the studio.
Sure. I use Ableton. I'm all in the box.
Okay.
So,
His Logic. I'm Ableton.
Okay. I started in Logic, and I used to what they call rewire.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because because then I all went into Ableton, and so I'm strictly in Ableton. I did have outboard gear back when we were talking about like 10 years ago or so. I had a Voyager, a Prophet.
Oof.
And an N-Sonic Rex and old. You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
I'm still having my EPS.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. It's a crazy sampler. Yeah. It's
a crazy sampler.
It's amazing. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I sold everything. Didn't need it. But workflow in Ableton is, I don't work to a system. This is another thing. I don't work to a system. I blank canvas every time.
Okay.
And I just start stuff.
So you don't have a template for start a new project.
So it's blank, open, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I must admit that actually I'm using Ableton, and for mixing and mastering stuff I'm still using Logic. But sometimes I already have prepared all my template with some plugins, maybe the compressors or maybe a reverb or delay for the sendings. But this is so interesting. It's a blank Canva.
Yeah, and that's why I think. Well, I know why a lot of my music is different from release to release. Partly because I don't work to a system, and for me, it's hard to have the same thing over and over again. I really enjoy the process of struggling through stuff. I really like that. For me, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's really hard, but it's worth it at the end of the day, and it keeps things interesting for me. I'm trying new things. Other people, they work to a system that works for them, and they're fast, and that's good. It's however you get there, however you achieve those end results is your decision alone. But that's it. I'm in Ableton mostly, and today's plugins are incredible. They sound really, really good.
Yeah,
they're really good.
Speaking of, what are your go-to plugins and synths?
Arturia Synth Collection.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
Pigments is. I don't know if Pigments is.
I use that a lot. So the Arturia, the Pigments, Fab Filter stuff, Sound Toys, Waves, and then UAD are the go-tos. So the Arturia stuff is great because I like the emulations.
Yes,
they sound really cool. So, and I've been using it's called Output. I don't know if you've heard of
Output,
this.
yes, I have a couple of the outputs. Yeah,
It is really cool. So there's a lot of sample-oriented stuff in there.
granulator
Yeah.
synthesis that they have and some of the plugins. Yeah, it's
I think
Yeah.
I think I don't have those.
You don't have output? Yeah,
No.
I can
Try it.
I
It's-
can
And-
lend you some.
And
of them, yeah.
believe me, I have an arsenal of plugins.
I think they're not as flexible as using an Arturia that you can really design the thing from scratch, or you can do some presets because output is more into you use sound samples and then they start manipulating them in really different ways. They're what's the name of the distortion? Thermal is it's a great plugin.
yeah.
Thermal is great.
It sounds familiar to me, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
It's like today, so many plugins out there, it's hard to keep
Yes,
track
there's
of.
a lot.
So I've tried to just keep it to a small batch of ones that I'm routinely using. I really love tape delays, and that's one of the things I focus on is like the Roland 201 emulation, the Moog FM delays. And then a lot of like the effects and stuff I build in my tracks are all based on recording a lot of passes over and over again. And then I'll go through and edit all those recordings and then place all the stuff in the track itself.
Wow. Okay.
So it's about running stuff through feedback delays repeatedly and then editing out what you want to keep or don't keep.
And what about your monitor system? I really want to know what kind of monitors do you have at your studio?
The focals are great. I used to have Dyna Audio.
Okay, yeah, pretty good.
They are good. These are the 5. They're perfect for the stuff. The Dyna Audios, I remember them being a little tighter in general, a little flatter. These are a little hyped up on the highs, just a bit. But I listen to a lot of different music, and it's really cool to listen like orchestral music on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Or like old rock records sound
It's a
really
little brighter.
cool. Like,
Yes.
I listen to Steely Dan a lot, and but they sound incredible on these. Like, it's really cool just to listen to music on them. So, but they're kind of like an all-purpose thing, but they work really well in terms of definition and detail, and you can hear a lot of stuff. So,
plus, if you want
the main drivers,
you can flatten it. You can flatten the sound with a sound. What's the name of the sound?
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the microphone that flattens the sound.
Yeah.
That's
Sonarworks.
The Sonarworks.
Yeah.
Correction.
My age
software.
is showing again. Forgetting names. Yeah, but it flattens the sound perfectly, and you can just push the frequencies that you want a little bit up or down, and you have a perfect room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's incredible what you can do today with technology. The room acoustic treatment, room correction stuff, all that. Is crazy. Yeah, it takes like a profile of the room and shows the response, and where you might have like a null spot, or there's cancellation, or there's buildup, or stand modes, all those technical things, and then makes an evaluation of how to do the correction, so it comes back in like a more even response.
And the cinematic style.
But that reminds me of a track. I don't remember which one. Nick, tell us about Vista.
Yeah, same thing. We were just trying to go for more melodic side to it, and then trying to keep the chuggy kind of like rough elements and vibe as well. And I think with both tracks, that's what we wanted, was to try to keep it somewhat old school in nature, but a little bit new kind of edginess to it, and then write some interesting chords for the main break, which I think came out pretty well. And then yeah, I mean, we're both really happy with it. We've gotten some really good support from it so far, and then sure enough, we'll have it coming out in a couple months. So
it sounds great. It sounds very summery.
Yeah,
it sounds very summery.
Yeah, so good timing for it. Yeah,
yeah, it comes out in a couple of months, correct? Yeah, that's perfect for summer. Yeah,
it's really on time, and I think that the sound is so new, but it's in a cascade inside a old school progressive track. So
yeah, because him and I both come from.
I think it's a great blend.
Love it. I love loving the Vista, man. So we had it here. That in Space with Nick. Vista, only on Track ID.
Do you work making and mastering or mixing for another producers?
I used to do a lot more of that. I still do it on occasion for a couple people.
Okay.
Yeah, but I used to do a lot of that for sure when I was working in a studio. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, occasionally.
So, which one is your favorite? So, are you a purist who really love the hardware, or you're still happy with software?
This depends on the track sometimes. I still hear a little bit of a difference in the hardware. I still do. Especially, I think there's some truth to the whole analog summing thing. I know the debate is still ongoing, but I hear it. You know, if you were to take some stems or your track and you push it through the hardware world, there's a little bit of dimension and depth that shows up that is hard to achieve in the digital world, I think. And so I hear it, you get that like separation a little bit of front to back, and a little bit things tend to open up a little bit. And even if you're just passing the audio through something, you can hear it. As far as like sound design and create, you know, the emulations are good, and you can get pretty far with the plugins to recreate the hardware equivalents. But I still hear a difference when you're in the mixing mastering world when you're using hardware. I really do.
Yes, it is.
It's if you A/B it, you hear that there's a depth and dimension that kind of, it's very subtle, but it shows up for sure. Yeah,
we DJ at my place quite once a month, and we have friends over, and we had digital mixers.
Yeah.
For DJing, but now we're using analogs, so there is a total difference. And when you're doing a mix, the summing with the analog mixer it's something else. You don't get the cancellation that has that you get when if it's not ultra precise with the analog mixer, you can mix so more easily.
It's smooth. It's
smooth. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, I hear it. So, and it, you know, it depends a little bit on the track too. And I know that's a weird thing to say, but you know, just because it's all the fancy hardware doesn't mean it's right for the song too. So it's about, at the end of the day, the emotional connection you make to the music. So what's right for the song is important too. Yeah.
Great. And you mentioned earlier that you were working at the studio and you had a lot of jazz and then pop. And are you translating that experience into your mixing sessions, or how do you handle such dynamic music as jazz and pop or something into one of your tracks?
It's a great question. Yeah. Well, it's exactly right. It's very dynamic. Like orchestral music, jazz music, there's very low lows, there's very high highs. So I think, you know, the trick to maintain dynamics with all that stuff is maybe just don't even think about the compression so much. It's more about automation and balance and control of the source material. And I think the mistake I make, a lot of people make too, is throwing too many plugins in at the music. And what I learned from watching people engineer these sessions in the jazz world and all that stuff was that they were rarely even using much hardware or compressors or stuff, because they knew the exact position of the microphone and where to put them, how to best mic the player, their instrument, the room, how to hit the mic pre's at the right gain staging and everything. So getting that right means you've solved like 90% of it right there, of getting something to sound really good. So in practice, it's about the source material. Does the kick drum sit correctly in relationship to the bass? You know, these are all questions of like pitch and harmonics and frequency, because if those things are not in relationship correct, then you're fighting to create space. So finding the right source material is really where it starts. That's the trick. And then, you know, a lot of people will use saturation over compression to create size instead of killing the dynamics. Soft clipping is a good technique that a lot of people will use to keep things loud without creating reduction and limiting and stuff like that. Subtle things. I think it's just about balance and control and really subtle things. And then you leaving enough headroom at the end of the day so you can run a good, yeah. So watching those guys, I learned that because they barely touched anything else. They just knew how to get the source material right, you know.
Okay, wow.
I really hope most of the people from the audience is taking notes or taking this kind of advice as a pure 24K gold. Please take note about this, because this is a masterclass, guys.
You got me at Twitter. You got
gold
me at Twitter.
No, I'm like this, you know. I'm still studying audio engineer.
He's ruling.
Yeah, and I'm like this, like, whoa. Thank you. Really.
Well, they use a lot of gold connectors and cables because those are good conduits of electricity. So you get higher resolution in your signal flow too. When you said 24 karat gold. So.
Wow.
There you go.
What a master class.
Now you have it, folks. It's
wow.
More beyond theater. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. We went
beyond theater.
We went beyond. No. I'm speechless.
We could be here for 5 hours talking about.
Yes, absolutely.
Really.
No, that stuff like in quieter music really matters. Actually, like dithering, because you can hear that. Like loud club music is, I don't know,
and
hear so much.
And this is a must. What about the AI? What about with the AI?
Oh no,
and you.
Alarms.
Yeah, what do you think?
Good and bad. It's scary.
Yes.
I think it's a great tool. The one thing that I think is really cool about it is that people don't necessarily have the skill or where they're at to technically translate their ideas. They can use AI to help them do that. There's a lot of very creative people who have great ideas who need help generating stuff technically. I think that can be useful. You know, it's problematic from being able to discern who's actually creating the music on their own and who's using AI heavily to generate ideas now. And this is a big debate about, you know, if there's some moral or ethical implications about doing that sort of stuff. And then the bigger discussion of, you know, platforms like Spotify who need to flag and identify music that was created with AI too. I think it has some really positive use cases, though. I really do. I think using it like even a mixing and mastering environment could be really good, where it can scan and say, here's where all the masking is happening, and here's how I would add some corrective EQ. That's great. I think that's great. I think it becomes a little dangerous where people are just overly dependent on it, though, and they're no longer learning how to just create for themselves. I think that can be a little dangerous.
You were telling me yesterday that the new Fab filter, the Pro, the EQ that now helps you to mask
SV4.
to mask or unmask even better than the previous version. Correct?
Yeah, the new Fab filter.
The Fab filter, yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it has spectral dynamics on top of just the dynamics, so that's what it's looking at. It does, and then you have really good oversampling on it and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, they make they're great plugins.
They're superb.
They make them. So it's like you were talking about, like phase coherency and stuff in the analog world. If you struggle with that, maybe in the digital world, those plugins are really ideal to have in your session to make sure everything's correlating correctly phase wise. But the AI thing, I'll just say really quickly, I drove to Nashville a couple weeks ago for an AI and music conference of all times, because I wanted to go and just meet people that are doing work in the space and learn about it. And there were a lot of different speakers there. It was really interesting. But the one that I think stood out to me was this person who runs a publishing house.
Okay.
And their thing was about the challenges today legally of what you can copyright and what you can license and who owns the material. I think that's a really interesting debate we're having right now, because it's specific to where it was created, the territory, who created it, how much AI you used, was there human intervention, what type of arrangement. It gets very complicated. And so that should be interesting to see where this all goes in terms of your question about AI music, because it's, where do you draw the line in terms of who has ownership over the material? It's very interesting. It's very complicated stuff. So
yeah, we'll see what happens there, because it's like, as you're saying, it's the whole debate. And for example, I'm just speaking of Gemini. And you have the options. You want to create music, it's an option set that's right there that says you want to create music. It's scary at the same time. It's scary.
Yeah. It could be.
It is. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I met someone for breakfast this morning, and we're talking. My father had a very, very extensive cassette collection of old Greek, Turkish recordings, and we're trying to digitize a lot of it. And we were talking about AI and archiving this morning, and thinking about how could we use it to speed up the process a little bit if there's a way to do it. So that might be a really positive thing. Like some use cases of AI music, like you can help archive large collections of music or something like that. At the end of the day, I'm always going to be interested in creating music myself. That's just inherent to who I am. I really like the process of making stuff. And so, AI plays a role sometimes in my workflow, but it's not like creating the music for me. I'm just using it from like a kind of like a tooling point of view to look for problems and stuff like that.
That kind of shakers, making the caballito. Yeah, I like that. Wow!
Papi!
Panama Red. Tell us about this, please.
It's a Paul Folder remix.
Yeah, we Randall Jones and I put the original out last year. Got a lot of really great support. Was really happy with it, and then we said let's try to get some remixes. And so tapped into a couple people, and then the two that I shared are with Paul Folder, of course, and then Randall did a Tigerhook version as well. So
okay.
Yeah, we're excited to get that out soon. I think next month, actually. So.
Next month, yeah.
Next month. In which label it's going to be?
On my label, Noff. Yeah.
Enough? Okay, great.
Yeah. Should be fun. See what people have to say.
No,
Sounds really great. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Panama Red for you guys on Track ID Mexico.
I think it's pretty obvious, but I'd like to see if you can share some of your key influences in your music.
Yep. Some of the people I mentioned earlier, for sure. Big influences like anyone on the Global Underground series, all those essential mixes. And then kind of outside of that, like 07 is a band I really like.
Sure, of course, yeah.
Roik Sop, I'm huge fans of Roik Sop. I like old prog rock stuff too, like
Rush.
Rush, yeah, and I love like Depeche Mode, The Cure, Duran Duran, Pet Shop Boys, all that stuff. I love all that stuff, and I really like 90s hip hop.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of like Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul and
De La Soul,
Wu-Tang Clan and all that stuff. I love that stuff. So all this is influential, I think, for me. I like classical music. I don't know a lot about it, but I love it. I love listening to it. Tangerine Dream, Kraftwerk, Ulrich Schnaus, who was in Tangerine Dream for a minute.
Oh, really?
He joined a couple years ago. He became a member.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you could look it up. It's interesting. I think he was in it for like a second. Klaus Schultz from Tangerine Dream. I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like Beck. I love Beck. I saw Beck last summer here in Chicago. I'm a huge Beck fan. I love, like French Touch 2.0 stuff, like, all the Daft Punk stuff, like the Roulette Cry de More stuff that they used to release on their labels. Ed Banger Records, I'll listen to.
You heard of Wolf Alice?
No.
No? Check him out.
Okay. Thank you.
Check them out. I think they're my favorite band right now. They rock. They're from the UK.
Wolf
Alice. Yeah, Wolf Alice.
Wolf Alice.
Alice, yeah.
Okay.
So the last record is more of a glammy rock stuff. Glam rock, but still it's good. And the last 3 albums are Quiet Loud, and all those songs have like a kind of a little bit of, don't call them ballads, but then the rocker side of them, it's super good. Check them out. They're a really great band.
I will. Thank you. Yeah. I've also listened to a lot of Norwegian death metal. It's just an interesting genre, really interesting stuff. So everything, I don't know.
Girl.
Yeah.
Girl.
Dither.
2496.
Dither.
Well, there's a lot of really big names on your influences, and when you start listening electronic music, you start when you were so young. But do you remember which one was the maybe the group or the singer, the producer who really pushed you to start on the electronic music?
Yeah, Paul Oakenfold's Transport CD. It happened to be the one that I picked up, and it just brought me right into the stuff that I didn't know existed, but I loved right away. It just made sense to me once I heard it. That's the music I really like. That was it. I was just really hooked on it at that point.
No, it was a great mix CD. It was a great mix CD. I mean, I think he wasn't able to capture the same magic in the subsequent releases. I mean, there were some good things, but that one from start to finish,
Yeah, it is
What's
amazing.
all the rage, really?
Yeah.
A session, someone. What else was this? But it's the one that really still blows me away from that city.
Is it in the box with the big T letter in it?
It's
Yeah.
a
The Transport series. Yeah.
Yeah, the seatbelt.
I-
The seatbelt
I-
hook.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, really.
Yeah, Dave Ralph did one. Quiver did
Dave
one.
Ruff did the second one.
Yeah,
Classic one.
Max Graham did a really good
Max
one.
Graham.
Nice. That's a good one too. Yeah.
Max Graham.
He's actually he is an influence of mine, of the older stuff he put on, like Hope Recordings, like Bar None and Airtight.
Shoreline and all those. Yeah, great tracks. It's
Those
super
are
trancy,
incredible-
super hard. Yeah.
Incredible tracks, just incredible tracks. So,
Nice.
So with all this, I mean, you were mentioning right now 07, Roixop, and also
yeah.
and also it shows in your music you have some cinematic kind of feel.
Yeah.
So are you more into film scores, for example? What are the down tempo music that bands that you like?
I love film scores. Yeah, I love cinematic music. Yeah, it's someone Junkie XL.
Uh-huh.
I mean, look at his career. Now he's like the most in-demand film composer on the planet.
That's correct.
And it's incredible, like what a career. But he's also a big influence. But I have a soft spot for cinematic music. I like it. I really like it. I don't know. That's just something resonates with me. It's very
emotional. Quite emotional.
Yeah. I really like that music. And so
Johan Johansson.
Amazing.
It's a shame that guy went, really.
Yeah, really sad. He was just such a talent too. All of them, even like John Williams, I like, and he's just I mean, we all know his music, but I still like it,
Yeah, yes.
If you could name your favorite music score, could you?
The Interstellar one is really good.
Wow.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, that's up there. It's a heavy one, but the theme from Schindler's List might be one of my favorite.
That's heavy.
That's also John Williams.
It's John Williams, yes.
It's it's heavy, but it's a really beautiful piece of music for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's so many others. I mean, there's so much great, but those are things that come to mind. So,
do you have a contemporary artist that is your favorite the most?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
There's some. I think there are quite a few. It's hard to keep track. I don't know. They're showing up left and right. I have to think on that one. That's a good one. Like contemporary, like classical, or just contemporary in
contemporary artists. I don't know. For example, let's say the Billie Eilish, for example, something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love Robin. She's great.
The new album. It's so
new album's great.
The only drawback, it's super short. It's 29 minutes.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Yeah, but I love her music. I love her music. Yeah.
I've been ranting about the album since last week. It's like nonstop on my speakers, nonstop.
I have a lot of like guilty pop pleasure stuff too. Like I like John Mayer. I don't know, like okay. So what? I like it's good. There's some really good music there. It's fine. It's not like people wouldn't peg me as like going to listen to, but I'll listen to a lot of different music. So.
Good. And what about your peers? Your contemporary producers, like the produce music like you. Who do you love? Who do you admire?
Aubrey stuff is amazing. Of course, his music's awesome. Henry, you mentioned Henry. He's one of my favorites. I like everything that comes out on Selador. Those guys make incredible music. There's so much music. It's so overwhelming. It's all really good though. trying to think right now. Well, Randall Jones, you know, I look up to those guys. Omid 16B. Those are people I've always looked up to. Trying to think on this. I mean, Guy J, love his stuff. Huge fan of his. Who else?
Who single-handedly changed progressive, Guy J.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, a game changer for sure. Yeah.
Well,
No,
and after the Global Underground, to the moon and beyond.
To the moon and back. Well, it's still
Yeah.
up there, yeah.
Yeah, we're
He's still up there.
we're literally up there right now. Yeah, yeah. That's how we're spending our time and money. Going to the moon.
Well, we know that you're teaching.
Yeah.
What you got into? What got you into it, and how it is like?
I used to do, when I was working as a studio engineer, I was part of a program through a school where they would find mentors to pair with students in their program. And so it started there, where I participated in that program, and I would do one-on-one sessions. But I've always been a firm believer in the value of education and how it should be accessible or democratized and make sure everyone has access to it. And one of the great things about today's YouTube world is that there's so much great education out there for people who want to learn how to do this stuff too. And it's great. So when I'm working with students on a one-on-one basis, it's not confined to one subject. It's more of evaluating what are they trying to accomplish and what are their challenges or roadblocks. And a lot of it isn't focused so much on the technical stuff. It's about psychology and the mindset and thinking about ways to approach their work a little differently. And I just have a handful of students I work with. I have one. There's one in Israel. There's one in the UK. There's one in Canada. There's one in New York. There's one in Chicago. And then, whenever they want to work together, we jump on a Zoom call like this and share the session and work through stuff. So, I'm just trying to be a support from what I've learned, the good and the bad, for anyone who's trying to work through specific issues. So, if you want to go to learn how to mix the kick and the bass stuff, you don't need to come talk to me. You can Google that or ask AI. My thing is I'm trying to provide something on a very, one-to-one basis to help them.
Okay.
Just kind of graduate a little bit to that next stage they're trying to get to. And they're all at different stages. Each of these, they're beginner to more advanced. It spans a wide spectrum. But I love trying to teach or help people for sure. I think it's really important to share knowledge for sure.
If you could just give one key piece of advice to a young producer, what would it be?
There's a quote, and I forgot who said it. They said, "Comparison is the thief of joy," meaning,
nice.
Don't try to compare yourself, as hard as it is. Today, that's very difficult because of social media. Yeah. So if someone can find the strength to be confident in who they are and pursue what they really enjoy in life, they're going to be really happy at the end of the day. It's going to take time. It's going to be painful, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it because you want to be remembered for being you. You don't want to be remembered for being like everyone else.
Like somebody else, a clone of somebody else.
That's why that you're here, is to do your thing. We want to hear you. We don't want to hear your replication of someone else. So. It's such a hard thing to do, and I don't envy a young person today of what they have to put up with in the social media world of trying to fit in or compare or be better. And it's so hard. It's so hard. But if you can work through it, people will really respect you for that. I think at the end of the day, if you do your own thing.
Our human AI, also known as our producer Rafa, is confirming that Roosevelt said that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rafa.
He was a great progressive house producer.
She knew his dithering
He knew
perfectly.
his dithering. He signed the dither law.
The dither law.
Yeah.
The dither act. The
dither act.
Yeah.
I'm growing. Ooh.
Okay, so this is again Panama Red, but this is Tigerhooks version or Randall's version, correct?
Randall's version under his Tigerhook alias. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's just another legend that I'm like honored to have on the label. It's really cool to work with these people. So yeah, I'm excited to get these out. I'm really happy with him, and he's just a phenomenal producer.
This one is deeper. This sounds
very deep.
It sounds deeper, but it still has the caballito going. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that kind of. It's not that euphoric track.
Yeah.
But the groove is still on.
It keeps on moving and moving and moving.
Yeah, I think it's a pure driver track.
Great EP, great package mix.
Yeah, it's like a little stripped back from the original, but good version. It works. Yeah. So there's some options in the pack when it comes out. It'll be good.
So there you have it, folks. Panama Red Tigerhooks version, only here on Track ID Mexico.
Bring the drum because it's the time for our
most liked and feared section.
Oh, okay.
So be ready, my friend, because you're going to move to a desert island, and you can only carry on with 5 records.
Oh,
which one is going to be the winner? Can be singles, can be full albums, whatever, but it has to be 5.
5. Okay, so do you remember this track? It's how do you say their name? Amoeba Assassin. You know those guys?
Amoeba Assassin.
Right, there's a track called Pile Driver, the great album.
It's on the Oakenfold New York one. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
That one for sure. I've always had it like that one for sure. Tilt, Rendezvous,
of course.
Wow.
Tilt.
It's on Transport, by the way.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. This is. I could see why people fear this one. Yeah. Oh, this is good. So that's 2, 3 more to go. Moby Southside Pete Heller remix.
So good. And I need to find that on vinyl. It's impossible to find.
It's hard. That's a good one.
It's just love it.
Oh man. This is good. This is good. Can it be an album too?
Yes, it can be albums, whatever. Yeah.
Involver, the first one, Sasha.
Okay. Second person that says it.
That one. So what does that leave? One more?
Yep.
That's a good one. And then Sasha's Ibiza.
My favorite.
Yeah.
So
that's an easy one because it has a lot of music on it. But
that's how you have everything, huh?
But yeah, those are. Yeah, for sure. Those I've had good memories with all of those.
Well, so he made it. He made it.
He
He,
made
he
it.
struggled. He struggled, but he made it. Yeah. He didn't dither. Yeah.
Dither. Which dither? If you had one dither.
If you had to choose, yeah. Okay, so now the last tough questions.
Okay.
Really tough ones. If you could be a movie director, which movie would you like to direct?
Oh, which one? Which
Uh-huh.
I like one that's already been made.
Yes.
I think it would have been fun to direct Usual Suspects.
Oh,
No.
Kaiser Soze.
Yeah,
Yes, there was a
Yeah.
Kaiser Soze.
what a cast, you know?
Oh,
What
no,
a
it's so amazing. And that
crazy story, what a cast.
Kevin
think that would have been a lot
Spacey
of fun.
was
Yeah.
amazing on that one.
I think
Yes.
that would have been a lot of fun to direct that one, I'm sure. Like they were
Who was Brian Singer? Brian Singer.
Brian Singer.
Brian Singer.
Yeah,
Brian
Brian
Singer,
Singer. It's a good one of my favorite movies, Usual Suspects.
Of all time. So that's also one of mine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
What is your favorite show and why?
TV show.
Detective.
Yeah, TV show.
True
Uh,
Detective.
True Detective season 1.
I'll say someone.
Okay.
They're all good. They're all good. But that one to me is like, I always found it to be like a perfect show. I don't
You know
know.
they're making the new one with them again, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it's.
This
I
is
think
good
it's.
news.
I think it's coming out this year or the next. I don't know, but it's also going to be again Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey.
awesome. I can't wait.
Ross and forgot the name of Ross and the other.
Yeah. And I've watched it a million times and I forgot the other detective's name. Yeah.
Your favorite pop star? I think you've already said it, but
Oh, she's up there for sure. Robin. Yeah.
Robin. Yeah.
She's great. Man, that's hard. These are good. These are great. These are really good questions. Pop, it's like Madonna's an incredible person. I think she's had a crazy good career as a pop artist. I don't know. Michael Jackson probably favorite. Prince, maybe Prince.
Prince.
Yes.
Did you ever see him live?
No, I wish I had that.
I saw him once in 98.
No.
98. He played all the instruments. He played drums, he played guitar, he played keyboards,
I know, it's crazy.
bass. He was rotating from He was rotating to each instrument throughout the night.
He could do it all.
Yeah. An artist. 100% an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor Swift or Billie Eilish?
Oh no. What will get me in the most trouble? It's like you see what happens if they turn on either one. It's like I'll have to move to another state if I'll have to go into like a witness relocation program if I don't answer this correctly. Yeah. I have to Taylor Swift. I mean, she's accomplished so much. It's crazy. Like they're both incredible. Both pretty different too, I would say, stylistically. But probably Taylor Swift.
Okay, it's Swifty. And it's
Swifty.
Yeah,
Swifty.
that's right.
Swifty.
The best food in the world.
Chicago deep dish pizza.
Yeah. Wow.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it.
It's all here. It's all right here. Yeah.
Best club in the world?
Oh, Smart Bar, Chicago.
Okay.
We have to go.
You gotta go.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. It's a new section, so we'll see how we.
Okay.
That's just a new section, so we'll see.
But I also haven't been to a lot of clubs across. I mean, there's some I wish. Always been wanting to go to War Room or D Edge or all these places. I've never been. So,
well, so let's do a tour club later on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you please share your socials for everybody who don't follow you? Will follow you?
Just my name, actually, Instagram. That's it, and then everything else just follows by my name. That's it.
Okay, perfect. So
It's
you are
really easy to find. Yeah.
so you're in Insta, you are on Facebook, and you have
Spotify, SoundCloud. It's
your
all
SoundCloud.
all the same.
That's perfect. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Nick, I just want to say thank you for
Sure.
this really this is a really great episode.
we could have expanded more on the nerd section. I mean, I would
Yes.
love to do it, but
Next
man,
time.
next time we'll do it because it was
Had
great.
to be.
It was great. It was great listening to your story, your tech details. I love your advice. What you said, I think it's going to be a highlight. I just love that quote.
Sure.
And also, thanks for sharing the music.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing the music, having the time to be with us.
Of course.
We'd love you having you here at Track ID.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This was great. I really enjoyed it. We'll do a follow up on the technical.
On the tech stuff. Yeah, would love to. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we really hope to be in touch, keep in touch with you.
Please.
Because because we really need to keep on track listening high quality music from you.
Oh, thank you for having me too. I appreciate it. This is great. I really enjoyed it. A lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks, man. Mapiu, pues...
Me encantó este episodio. Como tú dices, nos fuimos un poco más por el lado también pero es que la plática tequi tenía que ser así con Nick.
Se llevó para allá.
O sea, tenía que ser así porque es una persona sumamente talentosa en el área técnica y como nos pudimos dar cuenta, o sea, les prometo que si ponen atención detalladamente en el episodio, tienen oro sólido, puro para utilizar en sus producciones al momento de escuchar música, incluso al momento de ir al club. Les va a cambiar ese mindset y eso es increíble.
Es correcto. Pues bueno, estamos encantados. Una vez más, gracias a Nick, a nuestro amigo Nick. Pues Mapiu, pues
no nos queda más que despedirnos por el día de hoy, pero nos vemos muy pronto en otro episodio de Track ID México.
Recuerden darle like y suscribirse al canal, por favor. Es básico para que tengamos para crecer los followers y para poder seguir ofreciendo contenido.
Neta.
Síganos en nuestras redes, nuestro Instagram, Track ID México. Bueno, todos son los mismos, Track ID México. Tenemos Insta, tenemos YouTube, tenemos los podcasts en Amazon, en Spotify, Apple Music, tenemos todo. No hay excusa para que no oigan este grandísimo episodio.
Es más, no hay excusa para que no le den ting ting a la campanita, neta.
Así es. Entonces, para Track ID, soy Pepe Camil.
Yo soy Mapiu.
Nos vemos. ¡Listo!